Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck. And boy, have I got a great video for you today. This is something that I'm going to enjoy doing and looking at and sharing with you as much as you. Now, a few months ago, one of my friends on Facebook and now just a friend, asked me if I ever wanted to check out some of his knives. And what a blessing. He sent me two absolutely beautiful ones. And he has done it again. He has sent me two beautiful ones. You might have seen the unboxing when I got them. But I'm going to go into this in quite a lot of detail. So if you're after a quick, snappy review, this is not the one for you. Because the price and the standard of work that I'm going to show you, you can't rush. This little beautiful knife, I'll just get out of the way now because it scares me, is about £2,500 worth. It's made by a Japanese maker, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about him, and then I'm going to give you the details of the knife, and then I'm just going to swoon for a while, where I'm going to pick it up and show you around the knife. That is just world. This is exhibition standard as far as I'm concerned, and I'm not an expert, so if that word's not right, this is exhibition standard knife. This is something you put away and you cherish and take it out in your own time and spend time with it, because that's what I've been doing with this and I adore it. So it's made by Ryuichi Kawamura. We had him before. I think one of the other knives was his knives as well. And Rui's called his friend. RYU, I believe that's what they call him if you're friends. I'm not friends with him, but I would like to be. It seems like a lovely man by all the things I've heard. Now, he was born in 1964, so he's a bit of an old lad like myself. And he graduated he was born in Nagasaki, Japan, and he went to the University of Tokyo and graduated as a computer technology major in 1994. He graduated in 1987 and then as a computer technology major and worked in that industry. And then in 1994, he decided to go to the Sawada Knife Making School of Tokyo. And Sawada is the name of the teacher in it, and a real high-class name in Japanese knife making. And he spent 8 years at that school learning how to make knives. And in 2002, he decided to become a full-time knife maker and has gone on from strength to strength from them. He bases some of his knives on George Wolstenholme, but his favourite knife maker, the one that he looks up to more than anybody else, is Tony Bowes. What a fantastic role model Tony Bowes has been to so many knife makers. And he actually done a forward review on Rishi's knives. And he sent them a lovely letter where he was recommending him to anybody to buy his knives. And Tony Bowes doesn't do that often. But he really did highly rate him. So, I mean, if Tony Bowes says, okay, I've recently just got another Tony Bowes and I adore it. He's one of the ones that I look up to as I can't afford his custom knives, but I can afford the higher end case knives that he's made. And I've got two of them and absolutely adore them. So we all have a price range that we work in. This is out of my price range. Never will be as far as I can tell unless I win the lottery, but I don't do the lottery, so there's not much chance. But to get to share something like this, to get to have that feeling for, I've had this a week now, and I haven't wanted to do the review because it means I have to say goodbye to it. I know that's childish. I'm a 65-year-old child. So, but I really do love it. Now, Livu, Liviu, Italian heritage, I would say. I can never pronounce any name right. Usually my own I get wrong. So this is a lockback. An intriguing lockback. I love the lockback. It's a tail lock, they call it. This has 18 karat gold solid pins and shield. We'll get a closer look at them. It's made of stainless steel and stag. The stag is amazing, as you'll see on the close-up. The blade's 3 inches. The knife closed is 3 13/16. So it's just a real nice size of a pocket knife. and it's a gunstock jack with a tail lock, as I said. I had this cover the last time. I don't know whether it's one of Ryuichi's one, but it just looks perfect for this knife. Absolutely perfect. So I'm going to push that up out of the way, but it is beautiful and it's part of the package. There's the knife. I mean, I'm not going to keep wiping fingerprints off it. It's not a fingerprint magnet as such, but it is, I can't enjoy a knife when I'm having to constantly clean it. This shield and all these pins are all 18 karat gold. It's just amazing. I've been petrified of this knife once I found the price out, but not petrified enough that I can hold it and gently share it with you. I haven't cut paper with it. Why would I want to? I just want to share the knife. I love the look of this tail lock. I think it's just super. Very firm pressure to get the lock. But the action on this knife, and the action on the opening is just something I've not felt before, ever. So we'll get to that in a minute. But look at that stag. A lot of this is going to be close-up work because that stag, I love the step down on it. It's just beautifully put in, beautifully filled, not a single gap, completely beautiful. And it's a gunstock pattern. And look at the other side of it. It's just, again, equally as beautiful. This size has lots of the little popcorn, I would say, on it, and small popcorn. This side doesn't have as much, but oh, it's been burnt to perfection. It is just gorgeous. It really, really is gorgeous. And then the back spring, you wouldn't know anything was made there. There you go. You wouldn't made, look how precise that is. That is beautiful. And again, this is handmade, a handmade knife. Beautiful. You can see the blade. This is part of the aesthetics that really gets me. The way this is done, this blade is beautiful. It comes right out, so you don't have to use a nail nick. You can open it like this if you want to. But the nail nick's there for a reason for me. So on initial opening, I'll always use a nail nick because that's what the maker wants you to use. It's got beautiful polished satin flats up here. It is a hand-rubbed blade on it, but look at the way that sits up and just adds to the beauty. Again, beautiful finished bolsters on it with a single thread. It's all it needs. The rest of the knife just shows itself off. That single thread is perfect. The bolster is a perfect size. I just think the shield, everything has been thought about. You don't just get a look like this by luck. You just don't. This is really just, this is when a custom maker comes into his own, and especially one at this price range where he's not having to knock out 25, 30 of the same knife. He gets to spend all his time on this one knife, make a batch, and it's in his own time he does it. This just takes the biscuit for just fit and finish. Again, I love the look of this at the back. It sort of looks like a whale at the back there, doesn't it? The wee mouth open. But there we go, and a wee eye. God, it really does. I can see that now without thinking. But yeah, it's the gunstock, and it's that Chinese type of a gunstock that they use, which is usually dipped here and then down again and up to the long stock of the rifle. It's just, I just think it is absolutely beautiful. And here, the first time I opened it, I put my little nail in here, and I went thinking it was going to be a strong pull, but it doesn't need to be because it's a tail lock, but it's perfectly well held in there. It's not shy. And this opening is amazing because it glides all the way till the open. I'll show you this. This is just beautiful. You just touch this and it pops. It pops beautifully. And on the way down, that's the snap that's on it. But let's open this. I want you to see the glide off it. I can't really explain it, but there's nothing stopping it up here. And we get a lot of knives that don't have a half stop. Or I have a lot of knives that don't have a half stop. But it doesn't glide through that position as sweetly as this knife does. And look at that blade shape. Is that not just beautiful? It decants just enough where I absolutely love that. As in the belly's down lower than the body. the blade tip is lower than the center line, which means that, it'll not take, you'll not, although this is not, like a Warncliffe or anything, but if you want to use the blade, you don't have to go far up because it's below that center line. When the center line's up, you're up like this trying to get a cut. This is not like that. The swedge is absolutely immaculate. And then on the other side, the swedge is just perfectly the same. And there's no lesser work done on this hand satin. Look at that. I can't explain to you how perfect that hand satin is. It is genuinely perfect on both sides and both of the same quality. It just screams class. Nice and thin behind the edge. I don't even know if it's sharp. I can feel it and it feels fairly sharp. It feels like it's got an edge on it. But I haven't cut with it and I'm not intending to do that. I wouldn't do that. But just as an overall profile, how good does that knife look? And I know there's going to be the haters out there that are going to say, oh, I wouldn't pay that money for a knife. And that's absolutely fine. But you don't have to tell me. Just tell me if you like it, if it's beautiful, because that's all I want to hear. I mean, if you think it's ugly, well, I think you've got a problem. I think you've got a problem. That's something I would expect to go in, in so many years' time and go into a museum and see sitting on a plinth and with Ryuichi's name, because that is world-class knife making in my eyes. And I am not very educated as far as, high-end knives go. I have a couple of what I call high-end knives, but this is another level. This just sets off the hairs in the back of my neck and that tingling feeling. You've got something in your hand that is very, very special. And this is it. It is very, very special. And the privilege, and this is where this community is amazing, that somebody who really doesn't know me other than on YouTube will send me a couple of knives that's, well over £3,000 worth of knives and lets me share it and then send it back to him. What an utter privilege. This is YouTube. This is YouTube. There's such a good side to YouTube. Yes, there's a bad side, but, all associations, clubs, you'll have little bad side. But this, to me, is a community that if you want to see something like this, you will get the chance to see it. Because it's all right talking about it, and it's all right condemning people for having knives at this price and all. But if they've worked hard and they've got their own money, why shouldn't they have something like this? I mean, we all, us mere mortals, upgrade our cars for a better model because we want to look like it. Want to look good behind our car. It's exactly the same with anything. It just depends on the money you have. I have no jealousy whatsoever of anybody who can afford this. What I am impressed with, that this man is willing to share this amount of money with me and you so that we can see what a high-end knife is. This is what a high-end knife is. This is the beauty of it. The more I look at that blade, I can see the old English makers. That's what I can see. I can see the old English makers in that blade. It's got a nice stout body on it. I love it. The swedge is definitely his own. It's beautiful, but you can see it in a lot of Barlows. I love Barlows, and clip points in the Barlow is just something to me. But I can see sort of Wolstenholme in that this beautiful colour in stainless steel is so beautifully made. Absolutely beautiful, but it's not screaming at you. Even the 18, I didn't know when I got it and when I opened the box that this was an 18 karat gold shield, because when you put it in the light, it's only when I get it right up close like this, you can see the colour of the pins and that, all 18 karat gold. And I've been petrified of getting a scratch on this. It's stayed in that little wallet there all the time it's been here. But I mean, just the simplicity. And something I'm starting to find out with seeing Levy's knives, it's not the complex things that these makers do well. It's the basics. And it's a bit like, it equates to like the SEAL teams, the SAS. It's not the complicated things they do well to become very good at their craft. It's the basics. Their soldiering skills, the looking after your hygiene, the admin side, living out in the wild. It's them things they do well that enables them to be the soldiers that they are. And it's the same in anything. I think, when you're making something and you make a seal, you make an SAS person, when you make a knife or you make a car, it's the simple things that are done well. And then you add in the little blemishes of the beautiful swedge, the nail nicks that perfectly sits at the top. Getting these flats, look at that there around there. Getting that absolutely 100% perfect and equal on both sides. The hand rubbing, beautifully done. And hand rubbing to me is a real sign of somebody who cares what they're handing out. It's one of them things to me that when it's done well, it's beautiful. When it's done a little bit well, it's horrible. But when it's done really well, it is a beautiful thing to behold in my eyes. But it's a simple thing. The pins are spun on the top. They just look perfect. And I know I'm going on more about them, but they're 18 karat gold. In a knife, I love it. The tail lock. Really do love this. And this is going to be just my little thing. If this was mine, I would literally rub down these corners just a little bit. But then again, I'm going on somebody, look, when this sits in your hand, it is a sharp little poke in the side. It wouldn't stop me using the knife because I just move my hand up a little bit, even to this grip, and I can't feel it. I can hold up here, it's a lockback. So, but I mean, for me, if I was going to use it, I'd have to do that. But as a sight to behold, and you can look how beautifully, it's not just a little block. Let me take you around this. Look at that. It is beautifully, I'm going to try and get my hand here so we can get there we go. No, there you go. Look how beautifully that is done. It is just perfection. Right up and in, and it joins on there. It is stunning. And look at that. You wouldn't think there was anything between them, and there isn't. It's just beautifully done. And it depresses really well. You can see it lifting up. And it lifts up there, and it lifts up at the front. You see that? Beautiful. Beautiful mechanism. Simple, but absolutely beautiful. Simple, but beautiful. And the closing action, again, like the rest, it's beautiful. And I don't normally slam down, but I wanted to show you, this is a proper knife with a proper spring. It's never coming out of there. But when you open it, whether you can do it with this, and that feeling, oh man. There you go. Here's the back of my neck up already. That's just, and that's the feel of it. It's just beautiful in hand. Beautiful in hand. And it's a knife, whether it's open or whether it's closed, it's a knife you want to touch. It has that tactile feel to it. Stag has a wonderful habit of, I'm not thinking it's a wild feeling, but it's natural. And natural materials on, whether it's wood, bone, stag. It's my favourite, the three mediums that I love on my knife. This feels like it's come off a very, the king of the hill. It's just, you can see the stag silhouette. How many pictures do you see that big stag with the big antlers and they're standing at the top of a hill as the sun's going down? And that's what I imagine when I'm stroking this. It is a beautiful crown stag. I know there's a name for it. I'm not sure what it is, but this has come off. This hasn't come off an inner city stag. I don't know where I go with this, but I do. I dream. I sit and I stroke and I think, where would this have come from? Oh, one of these knives is going to remind me of Mowgli. Well, God knows. I hope it's not a knife somebody sends me. But this is just something that I get carried away. That's the thoughts I have when I have this. And the time that the maker designs it, and everyone is going to be slightly different. Everyone is going to be slightly different. So you're getting this beautiful finish. And I mean, this is lovely sharp edges, even along the stag when it's there. It's beautifully joined. And then you come to this lovely oval. It's just beautiful. There's the push down, you're pushing on a beautifully curved bit of metal that is not sticking into you, and you can see with the ease. So this pushes down here, which in turn lifts the top up. Look at that. The pivot is here. This is your pivot pin. So it's pivoting around this and it lifts the top up. I just think that is damn sexy. I just think it's so lovely. Different again, but just so lovely. So, I mean, I could go on for hours. I literally could tell you stories about what I think about when I have something like this in my hand. But honestly, Liv, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you as a person and Rishi for making this sort of knife. It is amazing. And more power to his elbow. And I hope he sells many, many more of them. And, I hope to see more of his knives because this just blows me away. This is the best knife that I have ever held so far. So far, this is the best knife because everything about this just invokes my love of knives. Invokes my love of knives. And I can't thank you enough. For somebody to send me this blows my mind away. And it makes me feel very, very humble and very small. Because I don't do anything as generous as this, and maybe it's something I need to do. So I don't have this sort of quality, but I have got expensive ones I can send out to people who would like to review them. And honestly, this is just... I'm going to fix that this week. There you go. I'm going to fix that this week. But I can't tell you anymore. It's just a stunning knife. I hope you've liked it seeing it. I hope I've covered the things that you want to, but down below if you've got any questions, if I can answer them, I will. Please don't make it about mechanics of the knife because I can't. I'm just a knife lover. I am not somebody that likes taking... This is why I like slip joints. I don't like taking knives apart. I want the knife to be made so that I don't have to take it apart. That's what's... Do you know, I never thought of that. There we go. I want a knife to be made solid and complete that's going to last a lifetime and you don't have to take it apart. That's why I like slip joints. Never even thought of it like that. Just, there you go. This knife is changing my life. Look, thank you so much. I know I've been a bit soppy about it. I know I've sort of just it's just... It makes me feel relaxed. If I could show you my shoulders now, they are down and completely relaxed. There's not many things in my life where I find I get that relaxed. And I'm at that stage. You couldn't annoy me if you tried at the moment. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. To Livu for letting me see the knife, let me share the experience that he's had multiple times and may have many, many more. And I've another knife to show you of his, not quite at this expensive range, but it is still a fairly expensive knife, but it's from a Ukrainian maker. It'll be coming up on probably Sunday. I'll do the review on that. And then on Monday, I'll get the knives back to Livu. Take care. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, please like, subscribe if you're not, because then you'll get it. Subscription is free. It doesn't cost you anything. It never leads to money. What it does do, it just gets my videos out to you, a notification that the video's up. So Sunday there'll be another one. Make sure you hit the bell and it will give you immediate notification as soon as the video goes live. All right, folks, take care. Paddy's away. Thank you very, very much.